Alright, so when we're working with intersections and unions of intervals, I actually think it's kind of fun because I get to do a little more drawing, and I kind of like the drawing thing. What I've created here is an easy way to graph intervals, but I've stacked them on top of one another. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and graph these three intervals. I'm going to call this number line interval A, and no, this is not a coordinate point 2, 6. It's actually an interval from 2 to 6. Let me go back down here. Before I start, I'll go ahead and do this. I'll start my number line just down here with some basic intervals of 1. Okay, so now these are my units on my number line, and now I'm ready to go ahead and color in my graph of A. So I'm going to have it go from 2 to 6. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and color this in from 2 to 6, and there's that, and there's my picture of the interval from 2 to 6. I'm going to go with a different color for B, and that one is going to be this, and that is from 4 to 8. Now 4 is included, so I'm going to do that with a bracket. And then I have just the parentheses for that end for that. Okay, so there's my picture for that one. And then lastly, I have letter C, and I'm going to write the interval 7 to infinity. 7 to infinity. So that's going to go the whole length there. Okay, and there is going to be colored in so that we do know that it goes to infinity. So now, what it's asking me to do is to write each of the following sets in interval notation. Now, these symbols here are the symbols union and intersection. So this means union, and union always means we're going to combine the things. In other words, we're putting them both on there, no matter what the result. That little looks like an N means intersection. And that means what it says, the intersection, meaning just the overlap. Just the overlap. In other words, where there are double lines. Okay? Or triple in case we have 3 sets involved. So let's go ahead and take a look at number 1. For number 1, it says find A union B. Well, if I look at the red one and the blue one, A union B, union means put them both on there and write the result. So if I put both of these on there, then this and this will be combined, right? And I would have the part that I would have colored would be from 2 to 8. And so my answer is 2 to 8. The interval from 2 to 8. Okay? So there's that. Oops, I didn't mean to erase that part. Let me put that back on there. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at number 2. Number 2 says to find the A intersection B. A intersection B. Well, in this case, A intersection B is only from 4 to 6. That's where I have double lines, right? Just where I have double lines. So that's what that is. So I'm going to use the boundary, though, that is involved in that, which is 4 including 4. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the 6 boundary that I have. So my intersection of A and B would be 4 to 6. Okay? So number 3 is asking me to find A union C. Now this is interesting because A union C has a gap here. Right? There's a gap there where there's nothing colored in. So the way I have to write that in interval notation is this. I'm going to go ahead and first of all, union means put them both on there. So I'm going to go from 2 to 6. And then union meaning including 7 to infinity. So that's what that one would look like. A union C. Okay? Let me get that off of there so it doesn't bother us for this next part. Maybe. There we go. Now the fourth problem, it's kind of off the map there. Alright, fourth one is A intersection C. Okay, so for A intersection C, this is interesting, they don't overlap, and so intersection does mean overlap, or where they're double lines, and so what I'm going to have is what we call an empty set, right? Empty set. Okay, so there's no there's nothing there. Okay, and so this is intersections and unions with intervals and how to write the solution interval notation that we get. So hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching.